Hey YouTube, it's Alicia here. Hope everybody is having a great day. None other. I am here to give y'all a story time. I'm finally giving you a part two to none other my time volunteering at my mother's school. This is the part two to that video. None other. This is the last video. You will see me talk about teachers and stuff. Okay, for any of y'all who is new, hi, my name is Alicia. I do different types of videos, and today is story time day. So today I will be doing my last teacher story time, and this is about the music teacher. And I am going to tell y'all, I am not going to mention her name because both parts of her full name I will be consider calling people with their letter of their name or anything. So yeah. Now, let me give you a little bit of context. My mother was a teacher for over 30 years. And 4 of those years, I volunteered at my mother's school for 4 years, 4 straight years, from when I was 23 all the way up until I was, I think, 25, 26. Don't quote me on that. I think it's until I was 26, until I was 26. But yes. Now, the reason I'm wanting to come and talk about this story is it's like I wanted to show y'all parents it's not always the teacher that is to blame for what's going on with your child, because it's not always like that. And sometimes with your parents, y'all need to learn to actually hold up. I need to investigate this a little further. Is my child telling the truth or not? I know as a parent, you want to believe your child, but your child might not always be telling the truth when it comes to the teachers. Because if your child come home and say, oh, the teacher's messing with me, she's calling me names and stuff, you gotta think, hold up, is my child telling the truth? So I wanted to come and do that. So this is why I was coming to doing these teacher series, bullying series and stuff like that. So now I'm doing my last teacher video and thing. But let's get started. So like I said, I volunteered at my mother's school for over 4 years before the new principal did not want me there. And I'll come and talk about that at a later date, how that went down and thing. But during this time, Mrs. Dr. R was a principal at the time. I asked my mom what I was doing and to get me up to the school to work, come and work in the office, help the secretaries and stuff, check in kids and stuff. And then I got my little small desk. I had a little small desk and stuff, and I tell them, ask the parents who they're, and stuff like that. So the year that I came in, year before, my second year, we end up getting a new music teacher. This new music teacher, I was always polite to, and I do not know how I can tell, but it's just, she was very blunt. She had, everybody called her Mrs. Ian. And when I went and looked at her name, I was like, really? So y'all want to I'm just going to prefer to call her Mrs. Ian until the end of the video, for y'all will get why everybody told their students to call her Mrs. Ian. So one day after the school got started pretty good, probably about the end of August, the beginning of September, she started writing kids up. All right. I didn't think nothing of it until I look at the form. I'll read the form before I actually give it to the principal. Okay. And I'll laugh because she was writing them up for little petty stuff. And think about what a kid can do in the music class that would be so like petty. If you think of it, you like, that's not nothing to be writing them up for. Like when I say petty, like, popping each other, when they be going, duh, duh, just playing around, like doing that, or just saying things petty. It was some for over petty crap. Let me just say that. It was over some petty crap. So I've been noticing certain teachers. Now, certain teacher classes, she was doing this too. She wouldn't do it to all teachers, but I noticed all of the black teachers, students, she was doing this to. So I just let the Principal R know. And she goes, okay, Alicia, I'll check into it and stuff like that. Okay. And she just said, just remind me tomorrow. And I said, okay. So I'll remind her the next morning. She said, oh, I got a meeting, but I'll check on it just later this afternoon. And I told her it's certain teachers. And she said, who's the teacher? So I gave her the list of teachers who it was, who these kids coming from. Then all of a sudden, that's when I noticed she started doing it to everybody's class. All right. But mostly it'll be certain minority students that she will write up. All right. That got me to thinking, okay, hold up. So I just said, let me just start speaking to her in the morning time and be nice and see would that change her attitude. Okay, I started speaking to her and stuff like that, and she was very snappy towards me. And so we had a secretary up in there, and I spoke to her one morning and I said, hope you have a good day. And like, she got snappy at me. And I remember one of the janitors who been working there for years called up to her and she said, you need to respect her. She said, I don't care like that. She said, her mother is Miss Burton. And when she found out, she goes, and so? She didn't care. So I would speak to her every morning. She'll be snappy and stuff. So that's when I realized something wasn't right with her. And I literally just told the principal, hey, something's not right about her. She's always writing these kids up for petty reasons. He said, yeah, you're right. The principal finally agreed with me that she was writing these kids up for petty reasons. Until finally, the principal did talk to her about it. And she said, you need to start being nice to Alicia. Alicia's just speaking. She's like, I don't want her to speak to me, da-da-da-da-da-da, and stuff. And that's got me suspecting that she had a problem. I didn't know what it was, so I said if she didn't want me to speak, I wouldn't speak. All right, so one morning, I forget to speak to her. And she goes, oh, you ain't gonna speak back? I said, oh, so now you wanna talk to me. How you doing? Hope you have a great day and stuff. And that's when I turned to the principal and I said, she has bad juju. And she pulled me to the side. She said, Alicia, what you mean she has bad juju? I said, when you give out bad energy, the kids is gonna notice you have bad energy and they're going to feed off of it. So the principal kind of now figured, okay, who did they hire is one. And now me saying, oh, she has bad juju, the kids is gonna feed off of it. All right, finally, 2 months passed, a couple weeks passed. She keeps signing kids up. The principal is not doing anything about the students. She comes to the office. She said, I want to speak to Dr. Rowan. I said, well, she's kind of busy right now. She said, I'll wait. And I said, well, the kids can go on to their class. She said, no, I want these kids to be put in ISS. And I go, well, they're going to have to go to class or they'll be tardy or the teacher would be waiting, wondering where they're at. So she's like, she wouldn't budge on it and that's when Mrs. W calls Mr. H because Dr. R was in a meeting in her room, in her office. Dr. R comes in, he looks at it. She's like, "Tell them they always doing this and that." And I'm like looking at him. I gave him this look like, and I gave him, I said, "I did this to my forehead." And he's like, kind of giggle, and I'm like, and I keep doing this behind her and stuff. Okay. All right. Everybody's like, all right, not too keen for it. Everybody just now know I knew something wasn't right with her. So one day she made the wrong mistake of messing with the wrong boys in my mom's class. And because everybody knew to call her Miss Ian in front of the kids because of her last name and stuff, some kids in my mom's class, she tried to write up and they hauled off and called her the BICCH. All right, when that happened, I'm going, and I did it. She said, "I want these kids suspended and stuff, da 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 da." And I said, "Dr. R is not in the office right now. They'll have to come back later, give me this slip." She wouldn't give me the slip. And I said, "I'm the only person that can go back there." And I said, "Right now, she's in a parent-teacher conference right now." And she said, "I don't care." And I said, I jaked the paper out of her hand. She got mad. And I said, like I said, she's busy. She's in a parents-teacher conference. Go back to your room. Go to your break. Whatever. She will get the paper. All right. After the teacher conference, she said, "Alicia, who's that you was arguing with?" I said, "The music teacher." I said, "She wanted to personally give you these slips." I said, "Look at these slips. It's almost my mother's whole class." And she said, "What is going on?" And I said, "Dr. R, she has bad energy." And I said, "When you put out bad energy, the kids are going to sense it and they are going to feed off of it." So this woman couldn't take it any longer. By the end of, she was there almost about 3 months, not even half of the year. And let me just say, by the end of October, she requested for, she wrote a resignation letter. Y'all know, I'll put the word what I'm trying to say. A resignation letter. And she actually, at the end of December, she put in her resignation letter. And at the end of October, she did not come back. So they called, asked the old, and I'm going to say it, the old music teacher, would she like to come in and sub for the music class until May, until they can get a new music teacher. She said, "Sure." She said, tell me what happened." And when she told her what happened, and she said, and that's when this particular old music teacher, Cecily, said she didn't have the thick skin to go up against the class to be a music teacher. But she said, this woman she said, "I do believe Alicia when Alicia say, when Miss Burton, oldest daughter, says she had bad energy. So as a teacher, if you come in with bad energy, kids are going to sense it and they're going to feed off of it and stuff." So yeah, that's what happened. We end up at the end of hiring a brand new teacher for the following year. She stayed there for no more a good 2 years before she left as well. And this is before I actually left and think. All right, now let me just give you a little insight about this woman's name, why we called her Miss Ian. Due to her, we calling her Miss Ian, the last part of her last name was BICTH, was what you call a female dog. But it's the beginning part of her name that starts with an N-A, and have a G in it, that, you should never call a black person. So you put that together, you get her name. So that's why I'm just giving y'all words, keywords, or letters from some of these words that would give you the reason why. And like anytime this woman would write kids up, but her energy was just so bad. And when I say she had bad energy, y'all, she had bad energy. And I'm just gonna say, if you're a teacher and you have and you come in with bad energy, kids are going to sense that, and they are going to feed off that and stuff. So I'm just gonna say, if you're a music teacher, learn to have patience. This woman didn't have patience and stuff, and that's what was just one thing. She just didn't have patience for it. But yeah, that's like one of two instances that that people, and like it was like, and it wasn't me that can sense that she had bad energy. It was a lot of teachers that sensed it too and stuff. But like I said, she would write up minority students a lot, but it kind of, like, at first she was writing up just minority students, but it kind of changed after the middle of September, and it was like every student of every nationality she was writing up. And let me just say, she had a bad energy. But y'all, let me ask y'all parents now, do you always think it's the teacher's fault what's going on with your child, or is it something that you might want to investigate first before you accuse teachers? Okay, until then, I'm Alicia. Don't forget to thumbs up this video, comment below, and subscribe to my channel.